The Nintendo Switch is an amazing device. With its ability to switch between handheld and TV modes so effortlessly, it's quite possibly one of the craziest game consoles ever made. With this console alone, Nintendo has earned partnerships with more third-party developers than ever before, and because of this, the Nintendo Switch has more games than any of its owners would know what to do with. The Nintendo Switch has secured its place in my heart, largely in part to everything it can do, and it also boasts one of the largest libraries of games that I've ever personally owned. That's not saying much, but still. So I thought it would be a fun idea today, in no particular order, to talk about the 5 best and worst games I've played so far in the console's 3-year life. Just a note, I'm not including the 2 obvious games, Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey, because that would be way too easy. Also, keep in mind, all of these games are ones that I own and have played. So they may be the best or worst for me, but the list is entirely subjective and may be different for you. So just try to remember that, and if you disagree with any of my choices, feel free to post your own lists in the comments. I'd love to read them. So anywho, let's get started. My number 5 worst game has to be LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. I don't think this is a bad game entirely. In fact, I love the overworld Chronopolis. Instead of using Manhattan like all the Spider-Man games and its prequel, LEGO Marvel Super Heroes, LEGO Marvel 2 combines smaller areas from all different locations in the Marvel universe to create one big mishmash of an overworld to explore. It's more in-depth and fun to explore this way, and I hope future Marvel games aren't afraid to take this route. However, the problem here is that it's a LEGO game. And to be honest, LEGO games are just so monotonous and boring for me. The gameplay is too one-note and simple, as is the story. Usually when these games copy a movie, it's a bit more bearable, but here the story is original, and as such, extremely basic. Hands down, the number 5 best has got to be Link's Awakening. Before anyone says something about what I said earlier about Breath of the Wild and Odyssey, I never said I was excluding all first-party games, just the 2 obvious system sellers and Game of the Year contenders. This game, however, was a remake of a Game Boy title, and a damn good one. It breathes new life into a 27-year-old game, and makes it better than ever. The art style, new controls, and sound design make this not only one of the best remakes, but one of the best Zeldas that I've ever played. I'd like to go further in depth, but I think I'll have to save that for a video down the road. The next slot for the worst goes to a game I've already done in another video, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. Again, it's not a bad game entirely, but here, there's just so much about it that I feel needed to have more thought put into its design. The campaign is way too easy, and the minigames aren't fun at all. There were better games in the series Sega could have remade, so it's a shame. But hey, if you want to see my full thoughts on this one, you can check out my video on it here. And the number 4 best, Mega Man 11. The newest title in the Mega Man series, and one that honestly caught me off guard. I think it surprised a lot of people actually. Many people thought Mega Man was done after the series producer, Keiji Inafune, left Capcom to work on this. But in 2018, the Blue Bomber came back and damn, did he come out of the gate swinging. This is definitely one of the best 2D platformers I've ever played. The 2.5D art style is very clean, and the game's physics and mechanics make 11 feel refreshing compared to the series' last couple of outings, which took things a step backwards. It's certainly not what I consider to be a classic, but Mega Man 11 has me looking forward to the series' future. Then we have the number 3 worst, Nefarious. This is just another 2D platformer, but this one feels like a cheap Flash game. To be fair, it's one of those games that's always on sale for like $5, but still, the only way I can describe it is that it feels like a Flash game. The idea is interesting. It's based upon the idea of playing the villain, playing keep away from the hero rather than the hero rescuing the princess. On paper it sounds neat, but in execution it's just another 2D platformer. So yeah, moving on. What more could I say about the number 3 best pick, Sonic Mania, than hot damn. This is honestly the best Sonic game on the market today. I'm not going to get too much into it because this is another one I'd like to dedicate a whole video to, but honestly, this game is as good as Sonic can get. High-speed action, awesome momentum-based physics, colorful, beautiful graphics, and a kick-ass soundtrack to boot. And, oh yeah, it's another 2D platformer. Next! Then we have the number 2 worst pick. Okay, so Scribblenauts Unlimited and Unmasked aren't bad games. When they came out on Wii U and 3DS, I would have even argued they were the best and most fleshed out in the series. But on Switch, I just don't think they're very good. Why is that exactly? Because the core aspect of its gameplay is word typing. Your goal is to write objects and adjectives into existence. On a platform with some type of keyboard or virtual keyboard, this is literally no big deal. But the Switch doesn't have that, so instead you get this cute little wheel that's just about as much fun as typing in a flip phone. I was really looking forward to playing these games, but the typing method just killed it for me. In fact, the whole UI just isn't user-friendly in my opinion. It's slow and it's complex. It was designed for a touchscreen. And it sucks because I really do like these games. It pains me to say, but if you ever consider getting these, wait for a sale. And even then, proceed with caution. And the number 2 best would be Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. This might be a surprising pick coming from me, especially since I'm not the biggest action RPG guy. I still haven't beaten a single Kingdom Hearts game. But this one was a lot of fun for me. I enjoyed it for many reasons. It plays like a simple beat 'em up and has a lot of cool flashy moves you can use as you smash your way through several of Marvel's biggest baddies. It has a decent sized roster too. It pulls a lot from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they were nice enough to throw in some extra characters from other teams as well. The roster's even bigger if you get the DLC. Plus, I actually enjoyed the story. It's not as good as the movies, but it's certainly better than LEGO Marvel 2. And the game also gets extra points because of Spider-Gwen, aka Ghost Spider. It's not a crush. Shut up. My number 1 worst pick would probably be WWE 2K18. Now this is probably super obvious, but it's worth mentioning anyway. What the f*** happened here? Here's a rundown. The game runs like garbage, looks like garbage, has shit load times, and, not gonna lie, feels clunky altogether. There's no point in doing anything besides singles matches in the NXT arena because otherwise you're looking at a PowerPoint presentation. It sucks because we were getting damn near close to console quality ports of WWE games on the PlayStation Portable 10 years ago, and now they can't even squeeze these games onto a console that's at least 100 times more powerful. I don't even know how they couldn't do it right. The NBA games seem to run fine. Maybe they got lazy with this one and decided to just do it as a quick cash grab. I just hope that we get one in the future that improves upon what they did here. It should at least be playable. It'd be nice to get my WWE on the go fix again. And my number 1 best pick, the Spyro Reignited trilogy. This has become my favorite Switch game to play. All 3 games in this package are classics by every sense of the word and epitomize what it means to be an oldie but a goodie. Each game in this collection deserves a video all on its own, and trust me, those videos are coming. But for now, all I can say is that on Switch, this is one of the best 3D platformers out there that you can get. It doesn't get any better than this. The only bad thing about it is that you can't get the full game on the cartridge. You have to download a lot of it. Other than that, it is so impressive that they got Spyro working on the Switch in 2019. Yeah, it's not one-to-one with the versions on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but it's still HD Spyro on the go. You can't beat something like that. Of course, an honorable mention goes to the Crash N. Sane trilogy, but I think this game did better in execution. Plus, I just love Spyro games a lot more. But yeah guys, that's it. And there are a lot more games than that out there. I mean, this is just my list for now. Again, if you don't like any of my picks, feel free to leave your own list down in the comments. This video is all about discussion, after all. Plus, the Switch isn't going anywhere anytime soon, so at some point I'm going to have to update this list with all new games and experiences. But until then, I've got some Ghost Spider x Spyro fanfiction to work on, so yeah. But I know what you're thinking, and don't worry. I'll make sure to use proper grammar.